All right. Thank you for the applause. Whoa, thank you very much. Okay. Hitler, time to circle. This is going to be a long, this is your final exam right here. It's going to be 6 pages, front, back, front, back, front, back. A lot of true and falses, okay? And true and false is only worth 1 point. Not that bad. So it is going to be long. And so fair warning, make flashcards. And the next slide is what you need. This is the order we're going to do it. Okay? Worksheet Xi is the first one, Xii is the second one, then Childhood Handout. Childhood Handout, remember this is only one-sider. And then the 4 note worksheets in order, total of 8 sheets is what you need, okay? So we're going to start circling it, and I got some guest speakers. I thought they'd be more dramatic than what they were. They're a little camera shy. You can tell it's in front of a live audience, and so that was kind of fun. And then it's going to go right back to me tonight. You can see that I'm wearing long sleeve. There, I wasn't. So we're going to go to, first one is going to be Worksheet Xi over Chapter 8. So Morgan doesn't introduce it, she just starts on it. So make sure you get that one out. If you want to put them in order, pause this right now and put them in order. And here we go.
Alright kids, what we're going to circle today is number 3. Who did Hitler want to have concord at with so he could win favor? The church. And then we're going to circle number 8. What party was disbanded because of the Concordat? The Catholic Center Party. And then number 12. Did Pius the 11th trust the Nazi leaders?
Yes.
No. And then did the Nazis violate the Concordat from the start?
No.
No. No.
Yes. No, and then yes. Oh, and then number 18. The answer is no. Could the Concordat hide the animosity between the Nazis and the Catholics? No. And then number 23. What was the first thing that this government disestablished in Spain? The church. And that is all on the front page.
Now we can use the restroom.
No, stay.
Okay, turn the page, students. Number 35. Who would not hold property when they took control of Mexico? The answer? The church. Number 41 is circled. What does that mean in English? Long live Christ the King. Okay, what does Viva Cristo Rey mean? Long live Christ the King.
Okay, that's 41, so what's after 41?
After 41, we have number 49. What war was Pius XII trying to prevent? Any guesses, Peter?
World War Z.
Close. World War II. Very close, though. Number 51 is circled. What was the official stance of the Holy See during World War II? Then the answer, of course, neutral. Number 57. How many Jews were saved because of Pius XII's efforts and others?
0. 2.
Hundreds of thousands. What did Pius XII earn from many Jews after the war was over?
Freedom.
Not kisses, it's praise. Number 58 is also circled. What did Pius XII earn from many Jews after the war was over? Wait, nope. Number 59. On to 59. What chief rabbi became Catholic because of the example of Pope Pius XII? Israel Zoli.
Bless you.
Israel Zoli. Ooh. What is the baptismal name of Chief Rabbi? What is the baptismal name of Chief Rabbi?
Bless you.
Please be
Thank
quiet.
you.
What is the baptismal name of Chief Rabbi took over when he was baptized? Eugene, of course, everyone's favorite Eugene. And that is all for this page, so get the next page ready.
All right, now we're on the next note, or the worksheet XII, so get that out. Pause if you don't have it out. And so the first we're going to circle is number, you don't know, 4, St. Maximilian Kolbe. The two famous World War II saints is Maximilian Kolbe and Edith Stein, but if you want to, you can put a religious name, which is Benedicta. But I would call her Edith Stein if I was you. That's who's in the word box. But anyway, that's number 4. Everybody got number? Oh, it's right here. Edith Stein or Teresa Benedicta. Okay?
Watching a movie, not doing homework.
So,
Who's Edith Stein?
Edith Stein was an atheist, converted to Catholic, Jew, then was gas chambers. Wait, which is kind of right here. Number 6. Number 6. Who was Kolbe devoted to? Who's Kolbe devoted to? Maximilian Kolbe.
His wife, Vanessa
Adolf
Berlin.
Hitler.
Blessed Mother. That was close. It's Mother's Day today. Well, weekend.
Tomorrow.
Whatever.
It's God.
Okay. Number 10. What prison camp was Kolbe sent to?
Auschwitz.
Yes. Yes.
Greatest Catholic school.
And number 12. How many prisoners had to be executed if somebody escaped?
3.
What?
10.
Burn at the stake.
10. She got it. Yeah. All right. Number 14. What is Kolbe's feast day?
That's a good Number 24. January 3rd.
August 14th, and the exact day of his death, August 14th, 1941. Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, show everybody your beads in your hair. Wait, right here. Look at this, everybody. Look at that. It's the latest fashion.
Wow, that's dumb.
I'm not going up there, Father.
Okay, number 15. What nationality was Edith Stein?
German. Jewish.
Jewish.
Russian.
Okay, now you gotta put your head down.
She was a dirty Jew.
Okay, number 18. What religion was Edith led toward? What did she convert to?
Catholicism.
That's
Muslim.
right.
Nazism.
And final one, now it isn't. Number 20. What religious order did you join?
The Nazis.
That's not religious order.
Pink Sisters.
Not the Pink Sisters.
Hold on.
Did you hear about that?
It
Russians.
is Carmelites.
Coronavirus in Minnesota.
Carmelites. And the last one, and we're going to start the movie. What prison camp was she sent to?
Auschwitz.
Aquinas.
Auschwitz. Okay.
Pretty close.
So let's hey,
Heil Hitler.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
Father Holmes. Father Holmes.
Thank you.
The Nazis.
Alrighty, those were mostly juniors and seniors. That was my live audience, and I was impressed. They remembered a lot of it. Okay. So right now we are on the back side of worksheet XII, back side of worksheet 12. So let's get that out right now. Here we go. First one is 33. And it's what did Churchill call the divide between the democratic West and communist East of Germany, I might add, and it was the Iron Curtain. Number 33 is Iron Curtain. Okay? Number 34, in 1949, what would happen to a Catholic if they joined the Communist Party? Excommunicated. Number 34. Number 36, in 1949, what would happen to who did the Pope say we're enemies of God and true religion and Church of Christ? That is communist leaders. Strong words coming from the Pope. That's 36. Number 43, what did the National Communists create to separate Catholics from the Holy See, meaning from the Pope? And that is a national church. 43, national church. Number 45, where did the real church go in order to continue to operate? And that is underground, meaning they were secret, okay? So these are the only ones on the back side. There's only 5 there. That's good. And so I want you to circle those, and you're going to have to pause this because I want to keep the video halfway short, okay? So, pause it. Otherwise, we are going to worksheet, up next page, worksheet over Hitler Childhood Handout, okay? So everybody get that out. And number 2 is the first one circled. It says, was Hitler considered to be both a brilliant strategist and charismatic leader? Yes. Number 3, is it possible the events of his childhood might shape the madman? Yes. And number 6, was his dad, Alois, a womanizer? Yes, but you don't have to know the one to the right. And number 7, did he ever have any illegitimate children? Yes, and Hitler was one of them, by the way, okay? And you don't have to know the one to the right. Number 11, how many children did Alois father? His own, did he father? In other words, how many kids did Alois have, even though some were illegitimate? And the answer is 8. And then, not the one to the right. Number 12, was Alois, which is Hitler's dad, physically and emotionally abusive to child Adolf? The answer for 12 is yes. And number 14, what is Adolf's mother's full name? Clara Hitler. And that's only if they got married. And you know something? I didn't look that up. We're going to call her Clara Hitler, but it might not be the right last name. After 14 is 23. And did Hitler's grandmother ever reveal the true identity of her son's father? No. And 24, what nationality might Hitler's paternal grandfather be? Jewish. Wouldn't that be embarrassing, okay? Yeah, you wouldn't like that. So, here we go. This is all of the front side, okay? So now we're going to turn the page. I wonder if I put turn the page. Yes, I did. Back side. Okay, it says right here, back side, so you know where we're at. The first we're going to circle is 26. Did Hitler ever have his family line investigated? Number 26 is yes. 33. Does some believe that Alois was a cruel human being? Yes. Number 37 is going to be turned into a true and false. So, if I put Adolf blamed his father for bad grades, that is true. Adolf blamed his mother for bad grades, would be false. So 37 is going to be true or false. Number 50, was he good at manipulating others to his advantage? That's Hitler, yes. Number 43, how many times did Hitler apply to that prestigious college in Vienna to become a great artist? 2. And was he ever accepted? 2 has 2 of them. 43, excuse me. 43 is 2 and no. Okay, 43 is 2 and no. So did he ever get accepted? No. Got that? So sorry I missed that one. 44, was he able to make a living there? And the answer was no. It broke within a year. And number 45, which city might be the source of his anti-Semitism, being anti-Jewish? And that is Vienna. That's number 45. So again, pause it if you need to. Even though number 2, there should be an arrow and no over here. Pause it if you need to, because we're going to the next page, which is a one-sider called Worksheet over Hitler Childhood 2. Pause it. Here we go. There it is, handout, the note worksheet, or the worksheet 2, okay? So the first one circled is number 4. What country used mustard gas got in his eyes? That was the British. Number 6, who was his rage directed to? You could put German Jews. That was what you're supposed to put in the answer, but you could just put Jews. There's a lot of answers that are just Jews. And number 7, what nationality was his doctor? Jewish. Jewish. Okay? So, and yeah. It should have been her doctor is what it should have said. His mother's doctor. I'm going to have to change that. What nationality was his mother's doctor? Okay? So I'll make sure I make that change. Anyway, he was Jewish. And he did it probably for free. And number 9, is it possible that Adolf's grandfather was a Jew? We had that back later too, and its answer is yes. And number 10, is it possible his grandmother was pregnant by force? The answer also is yes. And number 11, how was Hitler around women? Awkward. Awkward, yes. Number 14, how was Hitler related to his first girlfriend? How were they related? She would have been his niece. So just say, how was Hitler related to his first girlfriend? That's how it's going to be worded. Number 16, what was recorded as her cause of death, even though it looks suspicious? Suicide. And the last one on this side, did Hitler mistreat animals for his own pleasure? Yes. Yes. So there you have it. All the ones on this only one. It's only a one-sider. So I want you to pause it if you need to. Again, we're going fast. And, okay, we're moving on. Worksheet 1 over Hitler. Worksheet 1 over Hitler. There's a lot circled on this front, so we actually go to a different slide. So number 1 is just the one to the right. Notice the arrows. What century did most of the damage in? That's right, 20th century. Number 2, nationality. I know if you didn't study, if you put German, because it was Austrian, okay? That's a giveaway. And you know, what's really sad, somebody's going to put German. Number 3, what was his religion at birth? Catholic. Number 4, you only have to know 3 for the quiz. You're either going to call him a politician, a soldier, artist, writer, you need to know 3. Number 5, of course, this is probably mentioned 4 times in the whole quiz, Mein Kampf. That's his famous book. And number 6 is going to be a who said. There's going to be 3 who saids. It's going to be who said, make the lie big, make it simple, keep saying, eventually you'll believe it. That's Hitler. Okay, I don't have Hitler popping up on there. Somebody needs to show me how to do that. So it's who said. Now we're going, oh, you know, number 7 actually has the last name of Hitler's mother. And I got to find out if they ever got married or not. But you can see it's Carla, that's probably correct. It's with the K and Pulse. I need to look that up. The next one is number 9. Notice there's arrows, so that means both are circled. The first one is father showed him affection. Little Hitler, no, he beat him. And the other one, did his mother show him affection? Yes. So that's why you have the arrows. Remember, whenever you see the arrows, if I remembered. Number 10, did his father beat him on a regular basis? Of course. Like, here, Hitler, we're going to beat you today. All right, number 14, what was his dream? His dream was always to be an artist. I always wondered if he got into the great art school, if he would have became a dictator or just another artist. Interesting question. Now, number 19 is a short answer with 3 points. Where did he sleep at when he was wandering the roads of Vienna? And that was flop houses, bars, and shelters for the homeless. There you go, it's worth 3 points. And that's actually the last one on this side. We turned the page. How about that? That's exciting. There we go, backside. You should have paused it if you needed to. First one. At a beer hall, number 31, a beer hall in 1919, what party did Hitler get to know? The German Workers' Party. That's going to take a flashcard. That's going to be hard to remember. Number 37 is definitely a flashcard worth 4 points. And it's unburnable. What were the terms of the treaty? I kind of summarized it only a hair. Germans had to pay for civil damages. Germany did. Germany lost her colonies. 30-mile strip was demilitarized, meaning you can't have any tanks or army vehicles on it. And number 4, limits on the German military, how much they could build it up. So these are going to take a flashcard, these 4, because it's an unburnable short answer with 4 points.
Oh.
And number 42, another unburnable one, and that is the name of his party was not Nazi. It was the National Socialist German Workers' Party. If you remember these initials, NSGWP, then you will be able to get this for the quiz. So I made something that would help me think of it. And here it is. News gone warp. N, S, G, W, P. Okay? News gone warp. That's how you remember it. And you're going to get an A+ on this exam. Number 43. What was the new flag look like? A red flag, not purple got green, red flag with a black swastika. Short answer. Colors are important, okay? You might even add that this was in the midst of a white circle. But I'm being nice today, okay? If you get a smiley face, maybe a smiley face sticker. Okay, number 14 is the next one. Is that on this side? No, it's 44. All right, 44. There it is. Two of them. What is the nickname of the party? Nazi. And would Hitler ever call it that? No. He would never call it that. And if you called it that, he'd probably shoot you. Okay, pause it if you need it. Pause it if you need it. 45. What two words do they put together to get the word Nazi? So, to get Nazi, the reason I put that in there is because I have to put it in the question so you understand it. To get the word Nazi, what two words get put together? National Socialist. Remember, they have a Z in socialist in the German. So National Socialist is when you get that. Number 47. Who would use the term Nazi? Would it be enemies or friends? Its enemies would use it. Number 49. Who is blamed for hyperinflation? Of course, the Jews were. Okay? 49 is the last one. Notice it says next page. So pause it if you need it. That one wasn't too hard. Now you bet we're going to Note Worksheet 2. Note Worksheet 2. So here we go. Note Worksheet 2 over Hitler. So notice I do this to make it easier for you. And the first one is, what did he start writing in prison? Mein Kampf. That's pretty simple. I think that's pretty simple. And number 5, was everything in there the plain truth? No. Remember exaggerations, etc., etc. Number 7, his book, who's responsible for all the evils in the world? The Jews. Number 8, who did Hitler say was Germany's national true enemy in the book? Jews. I think if I read that book and I was in Germany before he got elected, I think I'd be worried, especially if I was a Jew. Now we go all the way down to number 11. How should the Germans stop the Jews from conquering the world? Pretty simple. Eliminating them. You know, Hitler had very simple concepts, you know. Not very moral, but very simple. Number 13 is a short answer. This is important. This is brought up today because it can happen in any country. And that was, after prison, what was Hitler's plan? To seize power constitutionally rather than force. His plan from the get-go was to be a dictator, and he was able to do it constitutionally. In any country, even in our own country, somebody can become a dictator. So seize power rather than by force. Constitution rather than force. The key word here is constitutionally. So again, I would make a flashcard for this. Number 16, what position did he get from Paul von Hindenburg to get his political support? Chancellor. So they made a deal, remember, so he wouldn't have to have a runoff election. And shortly afterwards, this is how Hitler became a dictator in the Enabling Act. What political piece of legislation gave Hitler's party comprehensive legislative power, meaning dictatorship? 18, Enabling Act. And the final one on this side, number 23, the word Führer means leader. He goes, President is so bourgeois. Just call me your leader, your Führer. Okay? I expect everybody to get that right. Okay, I want you to turn this page, alrighty? Here we go. First one we circle is number 33, the year he ordered the systematic assassination of European Jews, 1941. Right away began the wars when he started it. Number 37, this was one of the last and the most extensive, most complicated assassination attempt. Great movie. This summer, I'm definitely going to have it for a movie night, Valkyrie. Number 46, we were talking about this, and some of the seniors got this right away, and that was, who did Hitler marry the day before he committed suicide? Eva Braun. That was Hitler's one and only wife for 24 hours. And of course, 47, the exact date of Eva and Hitler's suicide honeymoon, April 30th, 1945. You probably did not know that I had a Hitler suicide party that night.
Oh.
It was really big. Everybody was there. We all dressed up like Hitler and Eva. It's just a blast, okay? And also, the next one, I only put the first one there. And what was he taking during the day to keep him up on those last days? Cocaine. You know, I just found out Father Cushman watching a series. I wanted to see it. He said it was a special series on World War II. He said it was fascinating. And they brought that out, how he was on cocaine during the day and other drugs to keep him asleep at night. And number 50, if you watch the that Jojo Rabbit movie that came out this last year, they had Hitler appear to him with his head kind of half missing. Because to speed up the suicide attempt, what did he do? Shoot himself. But you don't have to know what they poured over him, him and Eva, to get rid of the bodies. Number 52, everybody gets this one right. It's the definition of the Holocaust. It was a state-sponsored persecution, the Holocaust. And number 56, the last one on this, and that was the definition of a non-Aryan. Okay, 56, the definition of a non-Aryan. So you can pause it if you need it. I told you I'm going fast. The next is note worksheet 3. So let's keep going. I think this method I heard really helps you guys. It helps you go fast too. So here we go. This is note worksheet 3. The first way circle is number 2. The 3 inferior subhuman groups are Jews, Gypsies, and Slavs. And when you go to Auschwitz, they tell you how many of each of those groups died, because those were specifically picked out for Hitler to eliminate. Now, the Jews do get all the publicity. And for years, I thought the only group that was systematically executed were the Jews. That was never true. He hated the Jews worse, but right behind it was the Gypsies and Slavs. And it seems to me he had the same hatred towards the Gypsies as the Jews, but you just don't hear about much. The Gypsies never been as a large group like the Jews. But the Slavs, like I said during my presentation, they were there. So the next question is, who are the Slavs? And that is Polish and Czechs. Some of you would have been considered inferiors. You probably, if Hitler would have won the war, you would have been his servants if your parents, grandparents had lived, okay? Because you would be considered lower class. So 3 is very important. Number 4, what do we call the night when Nazis attacked Jews throughout Germany, arresting, killing? Night of broken glass. You know, ironically, a lot of people get that correct on the quiz, all right? Number 9 is worth 3 points, but it's not a short answer. What do you want them to do in the concentration camps? Work and starve to death, okay?
Oh.
And I'll do it the same way here, where 2 is going to be part of it, so it gives you a hint. Number 10, how many extermination camps did they have? Death camp 6? That's not a biblical number. 7 is a biblical number, so subtract 1 and you get 6. That's not going to work, is it? Okay, just remember 6. Number 12, would they use to kill the Jews? And gas chambers are going to be more than once. That was their efficient way of killing them. And number 13, the largest of all the death camps is Auschwitz. And that might be a second. Some of these were on those first worksheets. And so if I'm not thinking, you're going to see them twice, or they're just going to be on there once, okay? And number 19, the city in Poland that was only 37 miles away, which was 13 is, I'm sorry, I skipped 18. Which concentration camp was large? I did do that. Wait a minute. I asked the same. 13 and 18 are the same one. Okay. I'm only going to ask that once, which one is the largest. 19 is Krakow. That's where World Youth Day was. It was probably 5-6 years ago by now. Maybe, no, 4 years ago, I'm sorry. And it was at Krakow, 37 miles away. And the last one on this side, yes, yes, yes. Number 22, were some freed prisoners so weak that they still died shortly? And the answer is yes. Okay, pause it if you need to. This is the front side of Worksheet 3. And now we're going to go to the back side. And the first one is circles around the top, number 30. Who said? Remember I said we're going to have more than one who said? The Nazis are really, in reality, only miserable plagiarists who dress up old arrows with new tinsel. Pius the XII said that. Number 31, what one word describe how Nazis felt about the guy that wrote it, Pasili, and that is enemy. Number 38, how did Hitler react to the letter which was called with burning worry? And he was infuriated, okay? So you got two words that start with vowels. Awkward, how was he around women? And infuriated, how mad he was at the future Pope. Number 39, what did Time call Hitler? And that was the 1938's Man of the Year. Because remember, it came out in January 39. They look back and say Hitler is the Man of the Year for 1938. Now go all the way down to number 46. Was Pius the XII viewed as hero and villain by the Jews after World War II? Hero. And number 50 is a short answer. And that is, what did the official neutrality of the Vatican able to do? I shortened it. Save over 4,000 Jews. Okay? This is a pretty easy one, but it has a number in it. 400,000, which is just 100,000 short of 500,000. Okay? That's what 400,000 is. And the last one on this side, yes, drum roll. And that is 1949, number 51. What would happen to a Catholic that supported the Communist Party? Excommunicated. Okay? So, there it is. Note Worksheet 3 over Hitler backside. So pause it if you need it, because now we're on the last one. Alright? Hope you noticed that when we circled it, almost every single one I was able to get on easily like 6 or 7 of them at most. They're just on one slide. So now we're on Note Worksheet IV, the last one. The first one we circled, number 57, is the real Catholic Church of China still underground today? Yes. Number 58 is an easy one, the most famous male of the World War II, and that is Maximilian Kolbe. Number 63, who volunteered to take a man's place in prison? It was Kolbe. And not the one to the right. And number 65, how did Kolbe die? Lethal injection. That's a trick question because those that didn't study will put gas chamber. And that's not true. It was lethal injection. Number 68, the most famous woman, martyr. He said there was other martyrs, but these two are the most famous. Edith Stein, and her nationality was Jewish, and you know she converted. Number 71, what religion did she become after studying philosophy? Atheist. We're going to throw out the proud atheist just so we can go faster, even in grading it. We're going to call it atheist. Number 76, where was she sent to? Auschwitz. And how did she die? Oh, that's supposed to be over here. Sorry. It's supposed to be Auschwitz and then gas chamber. So 76 has both of them. Auschwitz and gas chamber. Right here it'd be gas chamber. Okay, so circle that. And then 79 says, name a Pole who lost some of his friends by the Nazis, but he lived, and that is Pope John Paul II. The final one, I hope you can see it, it's very low. And it's who is Hitler's spiritual father? Nietzsche. All right, now we're going to do the back side. Then we're done. Exciting. Okay, pause this if you need. There's a lot here. I hope you got to see Nietzsche on the bottom. Remember, gas chamber is supposed to be right here. Okay, finally, back page. Number 3, did Hitler believe that we will evolve into a super race? Yes. And what was that super race supposed to be? The Germans, the Aryan race. Okay, and number 6, the 2 people that he put his faith in, no question, his policies were based on Darwinism and Nietzsche. Darwin and Nietzsche. Those are really his I don't know what we should call it, inspiration. Yeah, and it's hard to not see that if you read his works and his speeches. Number 11, does Christianity say we will and should evolve in a super race? No. Remember we said right away, people that are out there, a lot of them are saying that Hitler was just a fanatic Christian, and look what Christianity did. Do you realize, I was going to bring that article for you. I read an article about, I didn't read it, I just read the first caption of it. There's somebody out there that are blaming Christians for the virus. Yeah, they're blaming Christians on that. So it used to be you blame Jews or something else. No. There's can you believe that? They came from China, they lied to their teeth, we know there's a fact, and there's people out there that are blaming Christians for the virus. Go figure. Okay, after number 11 is number 12. Does Nietzsche say that we shouldn't evolve into super race? Yes. Let's see, that was, everybody would agree that's the thinking of Hitler, so would that be Christianity or Nietzscheism? Yeah. Okay, oh, by the way, and I didn't tell you, there's going to be tons of true and falses on this, all right? Number 17, what did Goebbels, which is, I'll probably put in parentheses, trusted friend of Hitler, do to his 6 children and wife after he died? Oh, he just poisoned everybody. Hey kids, let's have some poison. Yeah, great dad. Number 18, I found fascinating that Hitler did not believe that Jesus was a Jew, that he was Roman or Greek. Found that fascinating. Did not learn that until more of my research. And number 20, I can't wait to read this book that I have somewhere around here, Hitler's Religion, because I really want to see the argument that he was a pantheist. All right? So next year, ask me about it. I'll tell you all about it. And number 21, what would Hitler talk about almost interchangeably? Nature and God. And maybe God should be a little G, because if nature is God, it's not really the God. And then wait, we're not done yet. Number 27, what would Hitler put first in his life, politics or religion? Always politics. And the final one is the last who said. Who said religion regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful? Seneca. So that'll be in the word box. And there's 3 who saids. That's the only oddball right there. But for those that don't study, they're going to get it wrong. Okay, this is it. You need to really study hard. It's going to be a long quiz. Quiz day is Tuesday, all day into the evening. By Wednesday, we start collecting them. And I want to thank you guys, because by Wednesday, by the second quiz 2 days, we almost had everyone in. So I want to thank you for that. So again, Tuesday, all day. Some of you take in the morning, some in the evening. That's fine, but don't cheat. And then and then Wednesday is when we try to get it back. Okay. So, and by the way, once you return back those 8 papers that we just circled and your quiz in the sealed envelope, you're done. There is no packet. This is your final exam. All right? So your week, your school, as far as religion goes, you're done after you take this exam, okay? And once that exam and that little packet of those 8 papers and it there are put in there, you are done with religion for this school year, okay? And the goal is, depending on how quick we get them in, is either Thursday night or Friday, getting your quiz grades in, and then we'll slowly put in the other grades for the worksheets and the note worksheets. So, be excited, study hard. All right. Thank you for the applause. Thank you for the applause. Yes, you too. Thank you very much. Thank you.